There are a bunch of times where a cartoon spawns a question that just doesn't get answered even after the show is over, but luckily, there are some mysteries solved in episodes that change everything. You probably know about some of the unanswered long-running enigmas in cartoons, so instead, let's go over the biggest cartoon mysteries that have actually been solved. Number 7. Who is the real Old Man Jenkins? Let's face it, the world of SpongeBob SquarePants is one of the worst in terms of continuity. There will be an episode where Squidward visits the iconic Pineapple House, and then a random storyline will appear when it's apparently his very first time hanging out there. This should really not be an episode. There's just very little connections throughout the show, which explains why tons of people were confused over the true identity of Old Man Jenkins. At first, you may look at a picture of a certain fish and say, oh yeah, that's him alright, but there's actually quite a few different characters in the show that go by the same name. Fans were unsure of which one was the actual design, or maybe everyone just had the same exact name. If you go to the Wikipedia for the show, you'll see that he has a ton of different versions to him, and many are completely different from each other. Fat, blue, skinny gray farmer, skinny gray cannonballs. Okay, seriously, what's going on here? Luckily, the answer has been revealed not in the form of a SpongeBob episode, but on the official Facebook page for the series. They posted a video asking the question, who is the real Old Man Jenkins, and then revealed slowly his official identity.
Yep, see you later, bran flakes. What a nice cereal box.
What did I miss?
So it looks like it's the thin green version of the character we can call Old Man Jenkins, though that does make me wonder who all the other fish are. See this guy with glasses? He's literally just an old man that appears throughout SpongeBob, and even though he goes by the name Old Man Jenkins, we now know that's not the case. What secrets are you hiding? Number 6. Is Bill Cipher still alive? When Gravity Falls ended with the explosive Weirdmageddon finale, we got to see Bill Cipher the Dream Demon at his very best. He was able to bring his minions from the Nightmare Realm to wreak havoc on the town, so our heroes had to work together to put an end to his terror. Luckily, Bill met his death at the fists of Grunkle Stan, dying and turning into a statue. While everything was so happy, Bill was defeated, yay! One of the common questions going around was that this Illuminati Triangle villain was still alive, though that question wasn't revealed in the show. It seems like we have an answer, as there are a few key details proving that he never really died. In the beginning of Weirdmageddon's third and final part, Bill starts playing the piano and singing We'll Meet Again out of nowhere. Even in the context of the episode, it makes very little sense for that song choice. This clue is nothing compared to what comes later in the finale though. When Bill is going through his final moments and begging for Stan to let him live, he speaks in a reversed message. AXOLOTL, my time has come to burn. I invoke the ancient power that I may return. What exactly does that mean? Well, it spells out Axolotl, which is a creature who has abilities to regenerate. In the Gravity Falls Time Pirates Choose Your Own Adventure book, there's a secret page dedicated to this mysterious all-knowing creature, and Dipper asks what this Axolotl knows about Bill Cipher. 60 degrees that come in threes, watches from within birch trees, saw his own dimension burn, misses home and can't return. Says he's happy, he's a liar. Blame the arson for the fire. If he wants to shirk the blame, he'll have to invoke my name. One way to absolve his crime, a different form, a different time. Bill is alive and will return in some different form later on thanks to the Axolotl. But even if this page doesn't convince you, the Gravity Falls Lost Legends graphic novel gave us a true answer to this seemingly unsolved mystery. In the second mini-story, when you look on these graves, there's a cipher that translates to Bill Lives. So there you go, he's alive and hopefully he'll be returning soon. Will it be in the form of a movie, a mini-series, maybe some more comics? Only time will tell, but either way, I'm hyped to see whatever comes next, and And also, more Gravity Falls content is always good. Number 5. Is Finn really the only human left? One of the biggest long-running mysteries in the hit Cartoon Network series Adventure Time is if Finn truly is the last human to exist in the land of Ooo. At the beginning, it was assumed that yeah, he was, because we only saw a bunch of other creatures around. Lady Rainicorn's dad said that he thought humans were extinct, which definitely wasn't a fact, but viewers were led to believe it. As the story continued, there were gradual clues proving that Finn wasn't completely alone. We were eventually introduced to the character of Susan Strong, who had the appearance of a human, though she didn't take off her hat until much later on in the show. After she did, it was revealed that she was a human with a weird device on top of her head, so that was almost definitely confirming that people still existed besides Finn. Midway through the show, the answers were arriving as Finn's dad is confirmed to be alive and trapped in the Crystal Citadel. Finn saves him, and then we fast forward to season 7 and Dr. Gross said that many humans lived outside of Ooo. The Adventure Time Islands miniseries gave us some of the biggest answers to the mystery, further proving that Finn was certainly not the only person left. In fact, there were quite a few others. The gang came across an island filled with people where they would be able to live their lives and continue the human race for many generations. We also got to see Finn's mom, which was yet another huge mystery throughout the background of Adventure Time.
My name's Finn. Are you my
It is you. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you're alive. My Nervabot, hug my son. You're beautiful. My boy, baby Finn. Oh, you're so big. Last time I saw you, you were 6.875 kilograms, and now, look at you.
It was really nice to see that he wasn't alone as the last species of his kind. Number 4. What does Kenny look like? When the highly inappropriate adult cartoon South Park started, one of the main boys was an orange hooded figure going by the name Kenny McCormick. He was immediately a fan favorite since he would always have the best one-liners, even if his words weren't always clear. Despite his popularity, nobody actually knew what he looked like because he never took off his hood. This was a mystery lasting a few of the early seasons in the show, but the answer finally revealed itself in probably one of my favorite animated movies ever, South Park: Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. To make a long story short, he makes a sacrifice to save his best friends, then turns around, takes off his hood, and says goodbye. This was one of the biggest moments in the entire story of South Park because it changed how we look at Kenny. Yeah, he was still the constantly dying, lovable kid we always knew, but everyone finally understood how he looked and how he sounded. His role in the rest of the series is admittedly pretty small, but every so often you'll see him without his hood and it's nice. This is a show with not a whole lot of continuity or story arcs throughout all the episodes, but Kenny's real identity was something that fans had been wondering ever since the beginning. Based on how he acted in the movie and his final goodbye to Cartman, Kyle, and Stan, it's safe to say that Kenny is one pretty cool dude. Number 3. Is Lincoln Loud adopted?
Hey Loud Crowd, I'm excited to be here answering questions from you guys. Are you ready? Let's jump right in with the first one.
And now we move on to yet another one of those cartoons with very little continuity, though the show's biggest mystery was actually addressed in an episode. Lincoln Loud is a friendly guy with wholesome lessons ready to go, throwing them around and making everyone just have a great time. One thing worth mentioning is that he's different from his sisters, not just the fact that he's the only boy in the family, but also his white hair. Nobody else in his immediate family seems to have the same trait, and it's especially strange for him to have it at such a young age. His grandpa has white hair, but that's the only main connection, and fans didn't think it was enough to disprove the adoption theory. Plus, in the episode Ties That Bind, the Loud family's father is talking about Lincoln and says, "I'm not even sure if he's mine." While there was a popular fan theory of an adoption being involved, there was an official Loud House episode that later debunked it. Titled Not Allowed, this storyline focused entirely on the origin of the show's main character, giving us his previously hidden backstory. Aw yeah, let's go Loud House lore! Basically, it was found out that he was actually Rita and Lynn Sr.'s kid, so it was nice to finally get an answer. The Loud House never typically dived into fan theories or secret backgrounds or anything like that, so this was a unique episode likely inspired by discussion on Lincoln's origin. Number 2. Who is White Diamond and when will she reveal herself? White Diamond was built up to be one of Steven Universe's biggest villains, though her name was never officially mentioned until very recently. Up until the newest episode Legs From Here to Homeworld, White Diamond hasn't revealed herself at all. In fact, in my top 10 video about unsolved cartoon mysteries, she filled up one of the segments. That video came out on July 12th, and then 10 days later, the Mega Lore episode appeared on the Cartoon Network app. Well, now I'm gonna gonna be cursed with a ton of commenters saying how White Diamond was revealed and how I'm stupid for even mentioning that unsolved mystery, even though these people won't even look at the release date of the video to see that it came out before Legs from Here to Homeworld. Why you do this to me, Cartoon Network? Oh well, it was still incredible to see this insane character finally come face to face with Steven, and she seems deadly. Although her actual on-screen moments are minimal, we can get a lot of information on her behavior and how she sees the world.
Certainly gave everyone a scare. They're all just thrilled to see you safe and sound.
Hi?
As for this latest little game of yours, thank the stars it's over. Did you have fun? Did you get everything out of your system? Good, good. Everyone is so relieved. Welcome home, Pink.
She's stayed on Homeworld for eons, meaning she's been through a lot and knows just about anything and everything regarding this mysterious distant land. White Diamond's brief exchange with Steven also gives us a glimpse into her personality, as she claims that all this stuff with Pink Diamond was nothing more than a game. Every little thing you've seen in the background of the series, whether it be fighting in the war, or Pink disguising herself as a rose quartz, it was nothing more than a simple series of events for fun, according to White. There was so much at stake, though White shrugs it off like it's nothing. You can tell that she's one intense character if she sees all that as insignificant. Oh yeah, and her design is super intimidating. Literally, she and Steven can't be put in the same frame unless they're really far apart from each other, and you already know that getting on her bad side means absolute chaos. Steven could handle most of his other villain encounters with talks and maybe a few fights, though this whole White situation is completely different. She's remained in the shadows for just about the entire show, but now that this long-running mystery of her appearance and personality has finally been answered, we can look forward to the future and hope for even more incredible White Diamond surprises. Number 1. What is Grunkle Stan hiding? Okay, I know what you're thinking if you've seen Gravity Falls.
Vail, what about the mystery of the author of the journals? Isn't that one of the biggest cartoon questions that finally has an answer?
Well, yeah, you're right, but I've already talked about that quite a lot, and now I want to take a different angle on the topic by looking at Stan and his secret identity. In the first episode, Tourist Trapped, we're introduced to this lovable cheapskate Grunkle Stan, who seems to really enjoy having Dipper and Mabel around. However, at the very end of the episode, we saw him enter a secret code to the vending machine, then step inside and look around ominously. What are you hiding, Grunkle Stan? The code in the theme song could be translated to Stan is not what he seems, so me and a bunch of other fans immediately theorized about what this all meant. Not only was this Grunkle hiding something in the Mystery Shacks underground, but his actual status on hero or villain was questioned as well. There were times where he saved the day and he seemed to be doing it all for the intention of being good, though we still knew nothing about his secret past. Was he hiding something in the basement that he would use for evil?
After all these years.
Season 1's end introduced us to his lab where he opened up a mysterious portal, and while this did answer one long-running mystery, it still led to further questions. What's the portal for? Is he really a good person? Nobody knew exactly what to think, since all the codes and clues of Gravity Falls led to Stan being looked upon as maybe a hero, maybe a villain, or maybe a bit of both. It was finally in the Season 2 mid-season finale, Not What He Seems, where we officially got his true intentions answered. Up until the last few moments of the episode, it was still unclear what he was using the portal for, but Mabel had to trust him anyway, so she refused to shut everything down. In the end, it was revealed that Stan used the portal to save his secret twin brother, and he truly did this all with good intentions. Seeing the answer to this season-and-a-half unsolved mystery felt amazing, especially because Gravity Falls would have been a lot different if it went an alternate route and Stan was actually a villain.
Look into my eyes, Mabel. You really think I'm a bad guy?
He's lying! Shut it down now!
Mabel, please!
Let's go, Stan! You're my hero. But anyway, that's all for this video. Subscribe for more awesome cartoon videos. Give a thumbs up and comment below, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.